Yeah, this was a sign that I came across when I was doing the document.
This one here. The,
Yes, I came across this sign
okay,
and I felt it.
okay. When it comes to these signs, they are called segnali di precedenza. Like I said, they are signs that tells you when you need to give right on the road and also when you need to slow down, when you need to stop, and how you can easily tell if you have right on that road over other vehicles. This first one is very easy. It's called dare precedenza. Sì, è un segnale di prescrizione obbligo. A dare precedenza ai veicoli provenienti sia da destra che da sinistra sulla strada che si incrocia. You slow down, making sure there's no vehicle coming from the both sides before you continue driving. But before you get to this one, there is this one here, which is preavviso di dare precedenza. This 320 meter tells you still need to drive 320 meter before you get to where you need to give right to other vehicles on the road. After that, the next one is this one. Fermarsi e dare precedenza, stop. This one only tells you at that junction you need to stop. Even though there is no vehicle coming, you need to stop, watch out to make sure there's nothing coming before you continue, because this one is placed on that part of the road where you can't really see clearly the both side. This one, like that first one, is preavviso di stop, which also tells you if you drive 320 meters, then you will stop. This one is intersezioni con precedenza a destra. When you see this one, it means at that junction you must give right to the vehicles coming from the right side of the road. So the vehicles coming from the left side will wait for you to pass. So when it comes to this one, intersezioni con diritto di precedenza. If you are approaching any junction and you come across this one, it means you have right on that road. This simply means you are driving on this primary road and these two secondary road entering the main road have no right. So they need to wait for you to pass. So if you are driving and this sign is in your front, it means you have right on that road. Every other vehicle needs to wait for you to pass. Intersezioni atti con diritto di precedenza a destra. So you're driving and you come across this one. It's similar to that first one. The only thing here is that we only have one secondary road entering the primary road from the right. This means the vehicle coming from the right side of the road, they will give you precedenza because you are driving on the main road. They need to give you right. This one is the opposite of that one. It means the vehicle coming from the left side of the road or coming from this secondary road will wait for you to pass before they enter the road. This place is what we call confluenza da destra. It's letting you know there is corsia di accelerazione entering the main road from the right. Before they enter the road, there will be a sign here close to this junction, which is a sign of dare precedenza, which will tell them to be slowing down to give you right because you are the one driving on this main primary road. So they need to wait, making sure there is no vehicle on the highway before they enter. Similar to that one, we have this one, which is confluenza a sinistra. È un segnale di prescrizione precedenza, preannuncia una immissione confluenza da sinistra, con corsia di accelerazione. This was similar to the first one. This tells you there will be corsia di accelerazione entering the main road from the left. This was the sign you sent to me. No, the other one with I think with a black bar crossing it.
Even this one, I came across it. Even this one, I came across it, but I think I did a guesswork. I passed it, but I didn't still don't understand what it means. I came across this too.
Okay. When it comes to this one here, diritto di precedenza, è un segnale di prescrizione precedenza. indica di una strada urbana o extraurbana in cui I veicoli hanno diritto di precedenza. When they place this sign on the road, it simply means the road you are driving on, you have precedenza over every other vehicle. They will repeat this sign after every junction. Maybe you are driving and that road there's a junction, they will repeat the sign again, telling you you still have precedenza on that part of the road. So the vehicles coming from both sides will give you right to pass. But after you see this sign, you come across this one here, which is fine del diritto di precedenza. Like we always say, anything fine means the sign ends there. So when you come across this one, it means you don't have precedenza on that road anymore. Now the normal rule of driving will apply. And the normal rule of driving is, if you're driving and you get to a junction, the vehicles that have the right side free, they need to pass first, which means the vehicle on the right side have precedenza. So if you're driving after this sign, just know you need to give right to the vehicles coming from the right side of the road. This one is dare precedenza nei sensi unici alternati. You will come across this sign if the road is narrow, if one part of the road is blocked, and if two vehicles can't pass the road at the same time. Maybe people are walking on one side of the road, so they block one side of the road. You come across this sign there. When you come across this sign, you are the person driving on this red arrow, and the people coming from the opposite side, they are driving on this black arrow. What does that mean? It means you on the red side need to wait for them to pass. Let me see if I can quickly see a picture of that. So you need to wait for them to pass before you continue driving, because at that particular time two vehicles cannot pass at the same time. It means something like this: the road, two vehicles can pass, or rather something like this. Something like this. You see, it's like the road is bad here, so they block one side, putting this sign here. So the vehicles coming from this side will pass, you coming from this side will wait. Or maybe something like this too. People are walking on one side of the road, so they put this sign to tell you two vehicles can't pass at the same time. One need to wait for the other to pass. Diritto di precedenza nei sensi unici alternati. Now you see the color have changed. The people coming from the opposite side have red color. You going from this side have white color, which means the people coming from the opposite side need to wait for you to pass. So in this case, you are not waiting for them. They will be the ones to wait for you to pass before they continue driving. So the next one we have here is the last one. In comportamento all'incrocio. When it comes to this one is referred to how you comport if you are driving. If you are close to a junction, how a driver needs to comport. Normally we know if you are close to a junction, the first thing you need to put in mind is to don't drive in a zigzag form, which means don't enter from one place to another. Non è consentito procedere a zigzag, anche se le corsie direzioni sono segnalate da strisce discontinue. This one means you're driving and you are close to that junction. You are not supposed to drive in a zigzag manner, which means if you are driving in a zigzag manner, that will distract the other drivers in the back. So you need to drive straight. And before you change to any lane, you want to change from one lane to another close to that junction, you need to always use the navigator. You need to use the indicazione. That's what tells the driver that you are about to change lane, which is this one. So the next thing you need to have in mind when you are close to a junction is effettuare il vezione di marcia. You can't do inversione di marcia when you are close to a junction, which means reversing back, because you are driving on a senso unico, which means one way road, all the vehicles going toward just one direction. If you want to reverse back, you will cause accidents on that road. And close to a junction where 2 or 3 roads comes in contact, vehicles will be coming from different directions, so reversing back there might cause danger on the road. So after effettuare l'inversione di marcia, the next one here is effettuare in sorpasso. Normally you are not supposed to overtake another vehicle when you are close to a junction, because maybe the junction is not even controlled by a traffic light, which is semaforo. You are not supposed to overtake a vehicle.
Plus, the signs are not showing on the screen.
No, this one we are not discussing signs no more. This is the last part. So this here just explain how you need to drive if you are close to a junction. There are no sign on this one. So I'm just trying to explain how you need to drive. Like this one here, you see it's written in comportamento all'incrocio, which means how you need to comport when you are close to a junction, what you are supposed to do and what you are not supposed to do. For example, the first one, procedere a zigzag, you are not supposed to drive in a zigzag manner. Cambiare improvvisamente le direzioni di marcia, change corsia without the navigation. Effettuare le versioni di marcia, this means you are not supposed to reverse back when you are close to a junction. Then the last one we have here, effettuare sorpasso, you are not supposed to overtake a vehicle inside the junction. So now you know what you are not supposed to do close to the junction. Here we have guidando in vicinanza di un incrocio. When you are close to that junction, what are you supposed to do? The first thing, you need to watch out, making sure that there is no two-way drive close to you, like motorcycle, bicycles, ciclomotori. Making sure those two-wheel drive are not close to you before turning to any direction. Make sure the road is free before you turn. The second thing, you need to be able to moderare la velocità anche se il semaforo è verde. Even though the traffic light is on green, you need to be able to reduce your speed, drive on a normal speed, so you will create danger for other vehicles on that road. So these are the things you need to know when it comes to junction, and we are done when it comes to Segnali Di Precedenza.
Okay, we're doing argumento now.
No, we're done with the topic for today, because we do one topic a day, but we still need to cover a few questions from there. I need to be sure that you understand, even though not all, you understand some of the sign before we call it a day.
Okay.
So, question number 1.
Il segnale raffigurato può essere ripetuto in formato piccolo prima e dopo ogni incrocio.
Falso.
No, it's vero. Like I said, if you see this sign, after every junction, they will repeat it, telling you that you still have right on that road. So this sign tells you that you are driving on the road where you have rights over other vehicles.
Il segnale raffigurato vieta la svolta a sinistra all'incrocio.
Vero.
The question said this sign prohibits you from turning to the left side, which is fast. So because this is a sign telling you that there are 2 secondary roads entering the main road from the left and the right.
In presenza del segnale raffigurato dobbiamo accertarci che i veicoli provenienti dal senso contrario ci diano la precedenza. Il segnale raffigurato indica il ripristino della norma generale sulla precedenza.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato prescrive di dare la precedenza ai veicoli provenienti da sinistra.
Vero.
No? Okay, this was the sign I was saying. This one is confluenza da sinistra. No, you see, this is the only sign that you can't turn. Sinistra or destra. This one you can't turn because from this sign, it's letting you know there is just one way entering the main road from the left. It means you are driving on senso unico, all the vehicles are going towards one direction. And the question says, segnale raffigurato prescrive di dare precedenza ai veicoli provenienti da sinistra. It means you need to give rights to the vehicles coming from the left side of the road.
Falso.
Ecco, because they are to give you precedenza.
Il segnale raffigurato è un segnale di precedenza.
Falso.
Vero, this is a precedenza sign which says now you need to give right to vehicles coming from the right side of the road. The argumento we are doing today is segnale di precedenza.
Oh Dio.
In presenza del segnale raffigurato, sulla rampa di raccordo è posto il segnale di dare precedenza.
Falso.
So the question is letting you know there will be a sign of dare precedenza here which tells the vehicles to slow down to give you right on the road, which is vero. Let's continue. Let's see if we can finish it. We have 12 minutes.
Il segnale raffigurato in una strada a doppio senso precede una strettoia che permette il transito di una sola fila di veicoli.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato può trovarsi in corrispondenza di un passaggio a livello.
The question says you can find this sign close to a train track.
Falso.
Nah, when you are driving and you are close to a train track, before the bar close, you must see this sign which tells you to stop. You can't just enter the train track like that because it's dangerous. There must be.
But it's not only. But it says train track. But it's not only in train track that you can see them. You can see them in everywhere.
Yeah, but the question is portroversy. When there is portroversy, it simply means you can find. It's not saying you will find this sign only in train track. It's letting you know there's a possibility that you can find this sign close to a train track, which is very. You can find it close to a train track, close to junction, outside the city, inside the city. You can find it in most places where you can't see clearly on that road.
Il segnale raffigurato è un segnale di pericolo.
Falso.
Il segnale raffigurato invita a rallentare perché è prossimo a un incrocio in cui bisogna fermarsi e dare la precedenza.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia che non si ha diritto di precedenza nella confluenza.
Falso.
Il segnale raffigurato obbliga a dare precedenza ai veicoli che circolano sulla strada su cui ci si immette.
Vero.
In presenza del segnale raffigurato e del semaforo a tre luci dobbiamo dare la precedenza se il semaforo è spento e l'agente del traffico ci ordina di passare.
Vero.
Falso. The question says we need to give rights if the traffic light is off, but there's a traffic agent telling us to pass, which is false. Because if the traffic agent is telling us to pass, it means we need to pass. Because at that particular time, they control the junction.
Il Il segnale raffigurato obbliga a dare precedenza ai veicoli provenienti sia da destra che da sinistra.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato è un segnale di precedenza.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia una confluenza a destra.
Vero.
In presenza del segnale raffigurato e del semaforo a tre luci, abbiamo la precedenza se il semaforo è a luce verde e l'agente del traffico ci ordina di fermarci.
Vero.
In presenza del segnale raffigurato e del semaforo a tre luci, abbiamo la precedenza se il semaforo è a luce gialla lampeggiante.
Vero.
In presenza del segnale raffigurato bisogna comunque assicurarsi che i veicoli provenienti dalle strade laterali diano la precedenza.
We did this topic before. Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato può essere posto su una strada statale.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato si trova sulle corsie di accelerazione per l'immissione in autostrada.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato obbliga a dare la precedenza negli incroci ai veicoli provenienti sia da destra che da sinistra.
Vero.
It's falso. The question says segnale raffigurato obbliga a dare la precedenza negli incroci ai veicoli provenienti sia da destra che da sinistra. It means you need to give right to the both sides, which is falso. This is a sign telling you that two vehicles can't pass at the same time. So you need to wait for the vehicle coming from the opposite side to pass before you pass.
Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia la distanza dal prossimo segnale di stop.
Vero.
Falso. Falso, because this one is referring to a sign of dare precedenza. If it's referring to stop, there will be stop on this stop here. There will be stop written here.
Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia un'immissione stradale con corsia di accelerazione. Il
Falso.
segnale raffigurato preannuncia un'immissione. In presenza del segnale raffigurato e del semaforo a tre luci, abbiamo la precedenza se il semaforo è a luce verde.
Vero, because anytime the grey light is on, it means we have right to pass.
Il segnale di figura A può essere ripetuto in formato piccolo e integrato con il pannello in figura B.
Why the question is telling you if they can put this sign close to this junction, which is very.
Il segnale raffigurato invita a maggiore prudenza perché non si ha più diritto di precedenza.
Vero.
Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia di dare precedenza ai veicoli provenienti da destra.
Destra, sinistra. Falso.
Segnale raffigurato prevede di dare precedenza ai veicoli provenienti da destra.
In presenza del segnale raffigurato non vi sono particolari obblighi perché siamo su una strada a senso unico.
When it comes to this question, even with this last word here, you already know it's falso, which is senso unico. Why is it falso? Senso unico simply means all the vehicles are going towards one direction. And this sign is a sign of we waiting. No, the vehicles coming from the opposite side waiting for us to pass. So it can't be placed on senso unico. It can only be placed on a road where you are going and there is other vehicle coming from the opposite direction. So it's falso.
I failed 28. Giusto, è sbagliato.
This one is in presenza del segnale raffigurato e del semaforo a tre luci, abbiamo la precedenza se il semaforo è a luce verde e l'agente di traffico ci ordina di fermarsi. If the light is green and the traffic agent is telling us to stop, we can't go, we need to stop. And the question is saying that presa del segnale raffigurato da semaforo a tre luci abbiamo la precedenza se semaforo è a luce verde e l'agente di traffico ci ordina di fermarsi, which is false. So we don't have right. If a traffic light is off or even the traffic light is on but there is traffic agent there, that traffic light is no more valid because the traffic agent will control everything concerning the road. So if they are telling us to stop and the traffic light is on green, we can't go. We need to stop. We need to obey them. So even though the traffic light is on red and they are telling us to pass, we need to pass because they control the road at that particular time. This one here, il segnale raffigurato pronuncia una confluenza a destra. Like I said, when it comes to this sign, it's just telling you that there's a secondary road entering the main road from left or right. When it comes to confluenza, it's this sign here. So with this sign, you can't turn to the left, you can't turn to the right. It's only telling you, oh, there will be vehicles entering the highway from the left or from the right. So they need to give you precedenza. But with this up one, you see there are two different signs. This one is straight. This one you can turn left if you want to. That was good, just 2 errors, it's not that much. So tomorrow we go to the next topic. And